The Panama Canal isn't just a trade route, it's a critical choke point, a symbol of American engineering, and now a geopolitical flashpoint. Recently, former President Donald Trump made waves by stating outright that he believes the United States should take back control of the Panama Canal. This is no rumor. Trump is calling for bold action, but what would that mean for the canal, for Latin America, and for the global power struggle with China? Stick around, because this story impacts global trade, American strategy, and quite possibly the next chapter of U.S. China relations. Let's start with why the Panama Canal matters so much. Every year, over 1 billion tons of cargo flow through this 50-mile stretch, connecting the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. It's the backbone of global trade, and the United States is one of its biggest beneficiaries. But the canal is more than a trade route. It's a strategic choke point. Whoever controls the canal holds immense power over global shipping lanes and can dictate the flow of goods and resources. That's why control over it has always been a high-stakes game. For most of the 20th century, the United States controlled the canal, operating it as both a commercial hub and a military asset. But in 1999, the United States handed control to Panama. Since then, China has steadily expanded its influence in the region, investing heavily in infrastructure and even financing major ports near the canal. Now enter Donald Trump. Speaking recently, Trump made it clear. He thinks the United States made a mistake in relinquishing control of the canal, and he wants it back. His words weren't subtle, they were a direct challenge to the current status quo. This isn't just rhetoric. Trump's statement taps into a broader concern. The United States is losing influence in Latin America, and China is filling the void. With Beijing investing billions across the region and cozying up to Panama, Washington risks losing strategic leverage in its own backyard. Trump's call to action could be the wake-up call the United States needs. His message isn't just about nostalgia for a bygone era. It's about recognizing the canal's role in today's geopolitical chessboard. Taking back control of the Panama Canal is easier said than done. The canal faces significant challenges. Climate impacts. Severe droughts are lowering water levels, threatening the canal's ability to accommodate large ships. Chinese influence. Beijing has financial and diplomatic ties to Panama, making any move by the U.S. politically sensitive. Panama's sovereignty. The country has run the canal for over 2 decades. Any U.S. attempt to regain control would face resistance, not just from Panama, but potentially from other countries in the region. Even so, Trump's statement highlights a larger question. Is the U.S. willing to let China dominate in Latin America, or will it reassert its influence in the region? The Panama Canal is no longer just about trade. It's a test of American resolve. Trump's call to retake control is provocative, but it raises a critical issue. The U.S. can't afford to ignore Latin America while China entrenches itself in the region. Here's the big question for you. Is this the start of a bold new chapter in U.S. strategy, or just political theater? What happens next will define not just the future of the Panama Canal, but the balance of power in the Americas. Your move, Washington. Let us know in the comments. Should the U.S. take back control of the Panama Canal? And what would that mean for global geopolitics?